Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So coming to you today, and well, this video is brought to you by Victiv, I guess, maybe? Nah, I'm just kidding. They didn't sponsor the video, but I did just pick up this brand new tripod off Amazon, like 30 bucks, just for my phone. I can't seem to find the one that I used to use, and it was an even cheaper version that didn't really come with all the sort of high-speed features that this one comes with. Of course, you can't see it, but the tripod itself has a built-in carry handle. It's pretty nice. Of course, it's got the built-in bubble level. That's nice. It's got sort of a handle where you can sort of pan around and you know, articulate the phone and manipulate the phone and move everything just how you want it. See, look at that, incredible. Yeah, so super cheap. Victiv, I guess. Enjoy life more. That's what you should do. Oh, and it comes with this little handy dandy carrying case, which I'm never going to use. I'm going to throw this in the tote, the big Rubbermaid tote that sits in my vehicle that's got all of my range stuff. That's where this is going to live. That way I can get some footage at the range as well. But now that that's out of the way, what's in front of us? I don't know. You guys take a guess down in the comments below what you think we got going on here, but I will say it has something to do with that. So E. Arthur Brown Company barrel break-in procedure. And if we're looking at an E. Arthur Brown Company barrel break-in procedure, that's probably because we have an E. Arthur Brown Company barrel attached to this thing, which we do. So many of you will recognize this particular rifle. It's a Remington 700 action. That's a short action that has a Bixen Andy trigger in it. I can't remember the exact one. I think it's their comp trigger that goes down to like insanely light, you know, ounces of trigger pull. It's got that trigger in it, which is a phenomenal trigger, by the way. I'm now spoiled on triggers. That's the best trigger I've ever used in my life. So yeah, Remington 700 short action. It's CDL short action, or it came off of a 243 Winchester, the Remington 700 CDL that I had. It's completely torn apart now. That's the action. Got the trigger. The stock is an AG Composites Privateer stock, which the stocks are absolutely phenomenal. Best stocks on the market, period. I'll argue with anybody over that one. The best stocks on the market for people that are looking at upgrading their stock for hunting applications. You can't go wrong with AG Composites. Now, I will say the Privateer, which is their most sort of, I guess, sleek, slim, lightest weight model stock that they offer, it's not the best choice for this particular system and application and project, but it does fit the action in the barrel, so we're gonna roll with it. It definitely is out of balance just because of how much weight I've added to this rifle, specifically with the barrel. That barrel it's not a full bull barrel, but it's pretty close. Yeah, it's about as close as you can get without being just a straight no taper diameter barrel. So pretty good stuff. And then on top, I've got the Athlon Optics Midas Tac. That is the Gen 2. It's the 5 to 25. Yep, 5 to 25 by 56, and that's got a 34 millimeter tube. So big honking scope on there. And I've got it sitting in, well, I've got a worn one piece, or a worn pick rail on top of the action. And then I've got the worn Mountain Tech scope rings, the 34 mil scope rings. That's what we're using for this setup. And that's a Harris bipod on the front. So I guess you guys want to know what cartridge this barrel is chambered in. Well, let's see if we can wait 5 minutes into the video, build the suspense. These boxes of bullets down here have something to do with it. But I decided to go with a 22 Creedmoor. So, should be a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 6 Creedmoor. I've had really, really good luck with both of those cartridges. They seem to be inherently accurate, just based off all of the experience that I have loading for both of those cartridges. In all of the rifles that I've ever owned and or worked on a project for someone else that had those chamberings or those cartridges, the rifles are almost always very easy to get to shoot well, right? And I was just kind of messing around on different barrel websites and came across the E. Arthur Brown Company website and some of the barrels that they had in stock ready to ship. And it just so happened they had one chambered in 22 Creedmoor, which is the one I have in front of me. And it fit, it was cut for a Remington 700 action. And it also, these barrels, they come with a barrel nut. So you're able to headspace them very easily, get everything adjusted properly and all that fun stuff, which by the way, for 22 Creedmoor, you can use 6.5 Creedmoor go, no-go gauges because it headspaces the same as the 6.5. So you can use those gauges to set, make sure your headspace is set properly when you go to rebarrel your action. Now, this was rebarreled by Mr. Big Guns, Matt over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, Alabama. So shout out to them. They did a great job. He's the one that rebarreled the Remesa, which is what we were calling this setup before. It had a Christensen Arms Mesa barrel that was chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor that he threaded onto this thing and it headspaced properly and it shot really, really well. Okay, there's not a ton of videos on my channel about that. I did show the barrel swap process. I kind of showed a couple of videos about that and then showed some follow-on videos of me shooting it for the first time and the results that I got. And I shot it more after that, and just trust me, the thing shot really, really well. I was very pleased. The Christensen Arms Mesa barrel, I got it from J&A Outdoors, and it was, I think, $199. It was $200, I believe, on their website. And it's a barrel from Christensen Arms. I don't know the relationship that they have with J&A Outdoors and how they get the barrels and all that, but I did reach out to J&A Outdoors, or it might be JA Outdoors, I don't know. Either way, reached out to them. They assured me that it was a new barrel from the factory. It was pulled off a firearm, and I don't know if it was for a rebarreling job or what, but it was pulled off a firearm and it had only been test fired at the factory. Well, again, Matt spun that thing on this guy, shot lights out. The reason that I was even looking at barrels is because after having all that done, I was able to get a Kimber 84M Hunter. Had one before, ended up, that one now resides at my buddy's house, and it's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, and that's the one that I was able to acquire another one chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. So I had two 6.5s, and I was like, you know what? I don't have anything in 22 cal right now. This is 22 Creedmoor, should be a fun project. So we'll dive in and go with that. So that's the setup. That is the barrel. I think, I'm trying to remember, I believe it's a 1-in-7 twist. I'd have to go back and look. I'm almost positive it's a 1-in-7 twist, but I could probably go back and look, figure that out. Picked up both of these guys. These are the 62 grain ELD VT from Hornady, their new line of bullets that they released. Picked these up over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. I've got some Peterson brass on the way. They produce 22 Creedmoor brass, and it's in stock currently. So I've got a 50 count box of that stuff on the way, and then I have Hornady 22 Creedmoor dies on the way as well. So we're just waiting on those two items to show up. I've got plenty of, I believe the Peterson brass is small rifle primer brass, which I have plenty of. I'll be using the CCI 450 small rifle magnum primers. And Hornady has published load data for it that you can go and pull down off the interwebs. You don't have to have their app or anything like that. I just Googled 22 Creedmoor load data, and it pulled up the Hornady There's a sheet basically that you can go and pull down and print off, and it's got the Hornady load data. On these 62 grain ELD VTs, it shows you can get them up to 3850. So if you really stomped on it, you know, and wasn't concerned about pressures, you could probably hit almost 4K with these. So insane velocities. But again, nothing new under the sun on some of this stuff. This is similar performance to what you would see like a 220 Swift, 22-250, those types of cartridges. You can shoot with the fast twist barrel. You're able to shoot much heavier, long for caliber, 224 diameter bullets. So there's load data. I've seen stuff floating around the internet all the way up to, I think Sierra might have a 95 grain 22 cal bullet. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you're talking extremely heavy projectiles that you can push with this stuff. I think Hornady's load data maybe goes up to, I want to say maybe the 88 or 90 grain. I can't remember if they have a 90 grain A-tip, but either way, you get the point. You can go fairly heavy in 22 cal, which is really what I wanted it for. I don't want it to shoot varmints. I really kind of got it to test heavier 22 cal bullets, something like a Barnes 78 grain TSX, get that loaded up and then go shoot deer with it. That's the plan. So that's where we're at, and once those components come in, I'll load up the 50 and we will begin this barrel break-in process. So you can go to their website and download this and read all about it if you'd like, but it's their barrel break-in process they recommend, so that's what we're gonna follow. There you go, guys. New project, new cartridge, new to me, somewhat. I don't really want to say it's new, but if you're more, you know, if you're interested in this type of stuff, 22 Creedmoor, you can go check out Horizon Firearms, I believe is the name of the company. They're the ones that kind of really pioneered this cartridge and sort of was pushing it to become more mainstream. I'm sure people have been wildcatting, you know, ever since the 6.5 was released commercially. I'm sure people have been wildcatting it down to a 22 cal all along. So it's not necessarily anything new, but those guys partnered with Hornady and really began pushing it. So go check them out. You can also check out Reloading Quest. He's big on the 22 Creedmoor. I think he said he actually took it to Africa on his hunting trip over to South Africa. So go check out Reloading Quest and all the content that he has on 22 Creedmoor. I sent him a text like, hey, by the way, guess what? I'm about to get a barrel chambered in. So he's pretty pumped. I'm pumped. Now I just got to wait for the stuff to show up, and then we'll hit the ground running. So that's it. Just sort of a break in the how to prep your rifle for hunting season series content. Just wanted to bring you guys an update on what's new for the channel and what we're about to get into. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. Y'all have a good one.